Hello, my name is Sean Harwell, and today we're gonna take a look at a computer that I've built. It's my personal desktop computer, and we're gonna talk about the different components of the computer, and this should go and follow along with the wiki on how to build your computer and the infograph that I've made. So the first thing that you notice about a computer is the case. So in this case, this is an NZXT Phantom case, and the only things that you need to worry about on a case are on the top. They will have the power and reset button, and then the types of USBs that you want on the top, and the fan controls. So there's a lot of different things. There's also different media controls you can get with different cases that have volume knobs and things like that. And on this case, these blue USB ports are USB 3.0, which transfer the data 10 times faster than the regular USB 2.0s, which are the black ones, and then the mic and headphone jack, and then this switch up here is the fan speed. And this also has a hidden space for the DVD drives, and you can put different media optical drives in there. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up. Might take a minute to unscrew the side. Okay, so first thing you usually see when you open a computer is a whole bunch of wires going everywhere. I don't have very good cable management. Most people will get different zip ties and things like that so that you can tie them off and make them look neater. I unfortunately don't do that. I just kind of jam them all in there. But one of the more important parts is this very bottom part, where you can see everything's plugged into. That's the motherboard, and the motherboard houses everything. It connects everything together. So the first thing I'm going to talk about are these sticks right here. There are 4 slots. Each are different color. The 2 that are taken up are actually a darker brown color than these light brown, and these are the RAM sticks. And this type of motherboard supports 2-channel RAM, which it has 4 slots, but it also has 2 different colored slots. So the colors that are the same work together with the different channels. So we can go into more detail about that later, but there are 2 different kinds. You can have 2-channel and 4-channel RAM slots. And this right here, this is a liquid cooler for the CPU. The CPU is actually under this, and this is mounted on here. These big tubes have this oil made by Corsair that filters through this radiator and cools off the CPU. And then over here is just an optical drive. This is that DVD drive that you saw on the front. And over here are a few different hard drives. So these 2 are just regular HDD hard drives. The small little thin one down here is a solid state drive, and the solid state drives actually they're called solid state drives because they are in a solid state, which means that they don't completely shut down and have to reboot like the HDD drives do, and you can access your information more quickly. Let's see, and this big thing takes up most of the space is the graphics card. And the graphics card, most motherboards have a built-in graphics card which you can run most programs on, but if you need to run video games or Adobe Photoshop or any of the Media Maker programs in higher detail, so you have a camera that has a 4K resolution or something like that, you can use a graphics card to help you get the performance you need while you're editing. And this little card down here that doesn't look like much is a sound card, and all that does is it allows for more crisp sound when you're listening to the different, when you're listening to music. It'll produce it at a higher quality, but you also need a higher quality headset to go with it to get the full power from this audio card. And then this big giant brick right here is a power supply with all the cords coming out of it. And this goes to the graphics card, motherboard, the hard drives, optical drive, anything that needs power comes from here. And they vary in different wattages. You can get anywhere from a 350 watt power supply to something as big as 1,350 watt. This is 1,000 watt, and there are different kinds of power supplies. You can get a modular power supply, which it has this many cords, but you can actually unplug them from the power supply and get them out of the way if you don't need that many cords. This is not a modular power supply, so it has a lot of unused cords just laying around in here. And that is pretty much all the different parts. We'll go into more detail later in the wiki about how the motherboard connects all these together, more specifically what each component does in more detail. But this is just a quick intro to look at the inside of a computer, what it looks like, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Bye. As an add-on to this video, I just wanted to introduce some safety concerns that are involved with the computer. Not really safety for you, but safety for your products that you're working with. So I didn't use a static pad, but I probably should have used a static pad just because if you're wearing sweatpants or any kind of material that might cause static to build up, and you can create a static shock on your motherboard, CPU, anything that you touch, you can ruin it, and it will make it where it won't work, and you'll have to pretty much just buy that part over again because you've overloaded it by shocking it with static shock.